Hey everyone, it's Carol at Big Cat Rescue, and it's been about 3 hours since the last update, so I thought I would take you guys out for a ride during the storm. Jamie and Dr. Justin came and turned all of the picnic tables over so that they don't go flying around. I know a lot of you were asking about Cooper, whether or not he had a concrete den. Cooper is our rehab bobcat who's getting ready for rehab and release. This morning they went out there to to tie his den box down, and decided to go ahead and bring him inside since he was in that little den box. So he's not going to be happy being locked up, but it's probably better than being outside in this. We were concerned that if we lose power, we have electronic gates going into the sanctuary from both ends, and if we lose power that we'd be trapped in here. So Jamie went around this morning and she undid all of the locks, or sorry, I can't think and talk at the same time. She undid the power to the gates so that they were on manual, but we had to lock them up. I'm not sure why they shut this gate. I'm gonna need to get through it. The wind's starting to kick up a little bit in the trees. So far it's been not so bad though. We have a number of live webcams. There's one out here on the vacation rotation enclosure, and the best one I think for watching what's happening here at the sanctuary right now is the one at Tiger Lake. If you go to explore.org/bigcatrescue, you can find the webcams that Explore provides, which of course are our very best webcams. And then we also have a bunch of lesser cams, little nest cams, that are at bigcatrescue.org/cams, C-A-M-S, so that you can keep an eye on what's going on. The problem is the internet signal is so bad in the gift shop, and now that we've boarded it up with steel shutters, it's even worse. So I haven't been able to see in there for quite a while, and that's where all of our volunteers are. And somebody was asking me how our foster kittens are doing. All of our foster kittens are in there. So I thought I would ride over and see how everybody is doing in the gift shop and see if maybe I could get them a better camera, one that plugs right into a computer so that it could use the internet directly from the computer instead of depending on Wi-Fi or a cell signal. Wow, the water's really coming up in the lake. That was fast. Hasn't been that much rain. Matthew, thank you for posting that link. The way these gusts work, it's just so weird. I mean, 1 minute you're just like, wow, this isn't so bad, and then poof, you end up against the wall. Hey, Collie. You're not looking terribly concerned. Priya! You staying dry, Priya? Got a text from Howie saying that he has arrived, which means that he and Babylon have arrived. My house sits at about 8 feet above sea level because I'm surrounded by Rocky Creek and I'm down closer to the bay. The sanctuary, we got sticks down already. The sanctuary is 31 feet above sea level, so it's not so bad. These aren't terrible, but we don't want to be rolling over them in the dark. I was trying to decide whether or not I should put my rolling flaps down. It would be nice to be dry in my golf cart. I could spend some time out here rolling around, but I'm also afraid with the wind it's just going to rip them right off the railings. More sticks. How's my Nikita? Are you staying dry in your den? I bet you are. Whoa, what hair? Where's that Nikita? Is she in there? I think I see her. Yep. She knows how not to get wet. Those dens are concrete, reinforced with steel. So it's the safest place the cats can be during Hurricane Irma. This old trailer scares me a bit. It's probably a 1970s model, and we got several of those really, really old ones. On the one hand, it was probably back when they built them a little bit more sturdy. Yeah, branches are falling everywhere. But still, they don't meet the same ratings that newer mobile homes have, so I really hope they stay put. I wish that I had invested in a nest cam for my own home, because I'm really worried about my house. I don't know what good it would do to see the water rising. It'd probably just make me crazy. You should go in your den. Tigers think this is just fun. Yeah, it's nice and breezy, it's raining, we love the water, it's all good. Diablo is not a fan. Tigers. You too? Is this the most entertaining stuff you've had for a while? Yeah. You should go in your den. She's got a big concrete den back there. Or she could go up on her platform and stay out of it, but they don't want to do it. Not like the lions who hate it. This is Keisha's enclosure here, but Keisha is on vacation. One of the cats I'm most worried about is Little Dove. I even wore my Little Dove t-shirt today that I got from catrescue.biz. And the reason I'm wearing it is to keep channeling good thoughts to Little Dove, because she's our oldest resident. She was rescued from a fur farm 24 years ago. More branches. And she had a big concrete den. These concrete dens are like 8 feet by 12 feet inside that we had blocked so that she couldn't get in there because she's so old. We were afraid she'd crawl in there and never come out to eat. You have to put food like right under her face. So she had 2 of the tree stump dens instead, but we were afraid that those might not be sufficient for her, so I unblocked the den yesterday so that she can go in there. But today she was still sleeping up in one of her tree stump ones. She's the one cat I could not get the coolaroo away from, because she wouldn't leave the side that had the coolaroo. But the good news is that it's underneath that wooden platform, so it's not likely to go anywhere. sleeping away in her den. The platforms are sunk into the ground, so we don't have to worry about them flapping around. Most of them are like 3 feet into the ground, and that coolaroo is also like shoved down deeper into the dirt. Usually we just set them on top of the ground, but with her, she's so old, we want to make sure she could get up on top of it, so we had shoved it down there really tight into the ground, so I think it's going to be fine. If it turns out it's not, we will have to go in there with nets and get it, but I don't want to scare her half to death. They see us coming in there with nets and lose their minds thinking that they're going to have to go to the vet. See, there's 1,200 of you. My goodness, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys have been so wonderful in all of the prayers and well wishes and visualizations of Irma dissipating before she gets here. And it seems to be working. Looks like she's losing some steam. I've heard a lot of people talking about, a lot of the reporters talking about how freakish it is to see all of the water being sucked out of the bay. And this morning when I left my house, Rocky Creek was like dry. I've never seen the bottom of Rocky Creek before. It was just so weird. Hey, you found yourself a nice dry spot? We're boarding a couple of cats during the storm. I don't want to scare him. And they don't know us, so don't want to make them nervous. He's got that big concrete den he could go in, but he doesn't seem too bothered by the misting rain. He may change his mind later. I just knew it. I shouldn't have rolled over that one because now it's stuck under my cart. I had to borrow Howie's raincoat. I seem to have misplaced mine. I hardly ever wear a raincoat. I just walk around in the rain for the most part, but I figured this was going to be a little bit different. I probably didn't want to be like that badly pelted by the I'm gonna walk down Leopard Alley here. Spent the last several weeks trimming all of the dead branches. Apparently some of them were disguised as living branches. Where's my Sandari? Oh, leopards in the dens. Never see that. Never see the leopards in the dens. I apologize for all but Jade. Staying dry? You like this den better? Jade's got a great big concrete den back there. They're 8 feet by 12 feet inside, but we find the cats really like the shape of these tree stump ones. Okay, it's over there if you get feeling like it's too wet. Oops. Where's your sister? There she is. She's in the concrete den. Hi, Amani. That's a good girl. Yes, you are. Well, thank you for all of the hearts and likes and all of the love you show these cats. It really means a lot to us. if nothing else comes of this horrible hurricane season, I really hope that it will be the passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act, because it's terrifying to me to think all of these big cats in Texas and Florida mostly, and of course other places in the United States, most of them in really substandard conditions, and I don't know what's going to happen if they get direct hits from the kind of winds that they're talking about. And what happens is the cats usually end up being killed in situations like that, and it's not their fault. They were bred into lives of confinement and deprivation because people ignorantly would pay to touch them or to see cute little cubs on display, not knowing that all of that is done to line the pockets of the breeders and has nothing to do with conservation. So the best thing that can come of this is for everybody to contact their member of Congress and ask them to champion the Big Cat Public Safety Act, and we make that super easy for you over at bigcatact.com. bigcatact.com. Frosty's got 2 weeks in the funcation here. I haven't seen him since the day he went in there, though. I think he likes those areas back in the back better. Or he might use it at night. Oh, there's Sundari. Hi! Yeah, way back there. I see you. Gosh, I don't know if you can see her through all the wire, but she's way, way, way back there. Here she is. She's another one that's got huge concrete dens that she's preferring her tree stump. Those were such a good investment. We bought those back in the 90s, and I haven't been able to find them since. I'm glad we got as many as we did, because at the time we thought it was just a ridiculous amount of money. They were $75 each, and that was just way beyond what we thought we could afford. But we bought a ton of them. We have purposely tipped over all of the benches and everything out here so that they don't blow around. Let's see, which is going to be the best way. I think this way. I thought there were no comments. Apparently I touched the screen, and when I did that it just froze them. Sorry about that, everybody. Joseph, I did not see Joseph. I drove by him. He was laying out. As long as it was just wind, he was okay with that. But when it started raining, he was like, enough of this. I'll try to remember to go up to his den on my way back out to the party house. Nala's got 2 concrete dens, and I don't see her out, so she must be in one of them. The Canada lynx have that big concrete wall that you see back there, and that is wrapped around a huge freezer box with air conditioning. So I feel like, and you're so funny. They could go back there and lay in the air conditioning if they like. I've never seen you lay there. Yeah, you liking that? Can you guys see him? So he's like right up underneath the ledge. So he's staying dry, and yet he's still able to watch everything that's going on. Or if he were to go up on, can I see it? that ledge right above him, right up there. That's where he can go inside behind that rock wall. And he could lay up there if he wanted. Or he could go completely inside. We spent the last 2 days bringing all their toys and coolaroos and putting them into their safety entrances. Every cage has 2 doors between the cat and freedom so that we don't have any accidental releases here. So we pulled everything into those areas so that they don't fly around and hit the cats. I think there's like 16 big cat rescuers in the gift shop. The gift shop is that building right there. We only have 2 concrete block buildings on the sanctuary. I wish we could afford concrete block instead of trailers, but we've never been able to. So what we have done is set up a command center in the gift shop because we were able to put shutters all around the windows, and I don't know how much good our command center does if we have no access to the internet in there though. Hi! Are you staying dry? This little white dove's staying dry. Where's Running Bear? Is he in there with you? These bobcats are 20 years old. 20 years old. I think there's something like 27 of our cats are over the age of 20 right now. And that's amazing because they usually only live to be 10 or 12. But man, I'm glad I got this big concrete den. So if you're new to us, the way that den there works is it's 8 feet by 12 feet and about 2.5 feet tall. It's 4 inches of concrete over rebar, and then over the top of that is metal lath like you would put stucco on, and then more concrete on top of that, and then plants and dirt and everything. So we primarily built those to keep the cats nice and cool in the summer because most of what we have to deal with is heat. But it turns out that it's a really good option for hurricanes. We only have one animal here who is not a cat. His name is Baby Cakes, and he was a genet who was found running loose in Largo about 20 years ago. It's a little African animal, looks like a leopard spotted weasel. In fact, he frequently gets called the leopard weasel out here. But since he was so small and so old, those guys, I think they only are supposed to live to be like 9 or 10. Like I said, we rescued him 20 years ago. So he's in the food prep building with some of our elderly cats. We had 2 cats that were in the hospital before this. Our Divinity, who is 22 or 23, and Will has neurological issues. He's not that old, but he's always had a whole host of neurological issues. So they've been in the cat hospital, but our cat hospital is not that secure. So we packed everybody up and built temporary quarters for them over in food prep. You guys want me to go check on the biscuits? Of course you do. Everybody calls them the Biscuits because it's Nabisco and Mrs. Claus, and they're some of our youngest residents. Mrs. Claus was a rehab reject. When she came here, she'd been bitten in the head by something, and we thought that we could rehab her and release her back to the wild, but there was something wrong with her, and she's just never been quite right. And then Nabisco, it's my daughter telling me when to be in the gift shop. She's such the mother in this relationship. You have to be in the gift shop by 6. Yes, I got a curfew, Nabisco. Nabisco was rescued from a failed facility in South Dakota. Oh, come on. I was going to get everybody to see a picture of you with no wire, but I can't get up close. If I get any closer, he will swat the camera with his claws and take my hand with it. Are you enjoying this? Are you liking out in the rain? It's like snow, but warmer. Yeah, South Dakota's full of snow. Ooh. Purr, purr, purr. Who's purring? Who's purring? Is it fun watching all the stuff flow by? Another update from Jamie. Stop driving around the sanctuary by 4. The winds are going to escalate. It's not 4 yet, is it? No, it's not 4. Where's Mrs. Claus? Is she showing a little bit more intelligence than you by maybe staying in the den? Is she in the den behind you? She likes that barrel over there. You can go see if she's in the barrel. Smalls is another bobcat we rescued from South Dakota, and she is probably in this den. Because you're no dummy, are ya? Can we see you? Can you see the Smalls? There's Smalls. Not seeing her. Take me to Mrs. Claus. Where is she? Where's your girlfriend? I know, you think everything is about food, don't you? You're so not helpful. There she is. In the den. Ew. Ew. You can keep her warm. Although she'd probably throw you out, you in that wet coat. Well, I'm not going to be able to get you a good shot of her because he's not going to leave my hands alone. Hey, King Tut. King Tut is a Savannah cat who was found running loose and ended up at the dog pound. And somebody from the Audubon Society said that is not a normal cat and asked if we would take him. And usually we don't take hybrid cats because they'll fit right through most of our cage wire, which is 4x4. But we had a couple, well, a few rather, of these 2x4 type cages. Mrs. Claus lives in one because she's such a little runt, she could fit right through 4x4. King Tut's got this one over here. Hybrid cats usually don't care much about the water either. In fact, most of the cats are pretty quick to go in water. I hear you crashing around back here behind me. I do. I hear you. The only ones who just hate it are the lions. Where's Anasazi? Are you preferring the platform? She's got a concrete den back there, but she's under her platform. She's a Florida bobcat, so this weather is just not so unusual for her. No. It's always rainy, huh? That's just how it is here. She does. I love you too. Please do not pee on me. The way exotic cats show that they want to mark something as their own, so people that they like or the belongings of people that they like, is to pee on them. Well, that was scary, huh? That branch came right down on your cage. So Anasazi never misses a chance to pee on me. And that was just a really small branch that landed on the top of the cage, but it was scary, wasn't it? Yeah, it was loud. You should get back under the platform so nothing falls on you. He's just so full of himself. You're too silly. I meant to bring a towel out here so I can dry my camera off. It's not gonna like getting this wet. Do you need a ride somewhere?
No. No, I was just seeing what's going on.
This is Dr. Justin. He's our
Hello.
veterinarian. Why are you here?
Why am I here? Like walking around, you mean?
The sanctuary.
Oh, just in case. You know? Backup plan.
Ordered
Never-
lots of extra drugs.
Yeah, we bought a lot of extra drugs and prepared for anything that may occur.
So are you walking around on purpose or do you need a golf cart?
No, I'm just walking around looking at trees.
I've been picking up a lot of branches already in the
Yeah.
roads, and one just fell on Anasazi's cage. So watch your head.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just watching, looking.
All right, thank you.
Because soon we won't be able to.
Yeah. Oh, joke. That was a gust right in the face. Justin drives a big truck, a big Ford something like pterodactyl or something, and we have the Toyota Tundra, which you guys helped us win in a contest on Facebook a while back. So those are pretty large vehicles, and they're going to be driving them around the sanctuary during the worst of the storm tonight, which I understand is going to be like between 8 p.m. when it gets dark, unfortunately, and about 3 a.m. So between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. they're going to be out there trying to make sure that all of the cages are staying intact and the cats are staying in them and that nobody is in peril. I guess I'm going to have to walk from here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to shut this down because I need to go dig around in the cat hospital looking for a camera, and that's going to be boring for you guys. But if I can get a signal again, I will come back pretty shortly.